So, trying to be more clear, fuck, trying to be more clear about the point I was trying to make in previous videos. Um, they basically, the AI guys managed to, they managed to improve and legitimize a tactic that is being used by the mob. And what the mob does is that it presents a threat that is not necessarily exclusive to them. And they present the threat and then they offer the solution conveniently to the threat that they themselves presented. And when someone is being reluctant to play their part and basically pay protection fee, they explain to them that it's not an outside threat, but rather they are the ones who present it. What the AI guys do, because I heard one of them in an interview reply to a question. They were asked how people are going to be able to discern reality in the future, considering anything can be generated via AI pretty much. And the response, really, I couldn't believe he uttered those words. He said that in the future it's going to be fine because people are going to have their own AI assistant. Pretty much everyone is going to have their own AI assistant, and it's going to discern reality for them, tell them what's true and what's not. And people accepted that answer. It's crazy. He basically monopolized so many things by doing it because it's worse than the mob. The mob presents a threat that you can choose to use a different source in order to take care of it and take care of it. But the threat that they are presenting is exclusive to them as well as the solution to it. What the mob does is not unique. They're threatening to, I don't know, violence. But what AI does, they are the only one who can stop. You know the saying that can you build, can you create something, a stone so heavy that you yourself can lift it? Well, they're the only one who can create the stone and the only one that can remove it. So you have to anoint them as the entity and hand over authority for them to take care of it. And then funny things happen. They can decide who are they protecting and who's not. They are the only one who got the resources to do so. So if they don't like the way you're going about protest or even the way you express yourself, resist if you will, uh, the AI revolution, they might decide to take away that privilege from you and then you will be defenseless and helpless in a world that they basically took over. And furthermore, the motherfuckers decided that they can. What the fuck was I trying to say? They can, if they did this. And we are not creatures that it's either black or white. We have weaknesses and strengths, and we can might call it needs. So we can turn us into a more productive creatures if you provide housing, if you provide shelter, nurture, and so forth. We turn into more productive members of society. But if but our flaws can be accentuated if we are being deprived of one of those elements. And the thing is, it might not affect our competence. So we can be an extremely competent, dangerous people. There's a saying that, or I heard someone say that we're going to be useless in the future, but you will love to be useless. You're going to be worse than useless. And I'm going to tie it back to the mob tactic in a second. You will love to be useless because if you're useless, it doesn't mean you can cause harm. It necessarily means you're not likely to cause harm. There's just no decent use for you. But if your flaws are accentuated, you might decide to take on endeavors that are going to harm those around you. And then the people who already gain authority because they are the only one who can take care of the threat that they are the only one who present. Man, I forgot what I was trying to say. Now they can decide. Now you turn into a more, since they take care of the threat that they possess when it comes to discerning reality. Now you turn into an even bigger, more visible threat. So if they're so effective in taking care of security and safety, they are going to be appointed with taking care of you. And if you, let's say, harness your competence in order to attack them, now they can threaten to stop safety for everyone else in the cars. And if that's not, and if whoever is in charge is not going to oblige with their demands, and the demands is likely to be to eliminate the threat that you possess to them as a protester. And what I wanted to touch on is that they basically funneled themselves into power in a way that the mob couldn't even dream of, because they are the only ones. Man, why am I keep losing it? They are the only ones. Oh, they already released this shit into the market. There is no going back. Perfect world will be a solution where they were going to inhabit a different planet, since they have no interest in humanity. Humanity is basically, what do you call it? It's a stepping stone for technology. The world itself, humanity, is basically the background to a new technological revolution. We are just the uterus, if you will. So they already released it into the wild, and they are the only one who can mitigate the threats that it presents. So there is no going back. They can inhabit a different planet or go into a certain allocated territory where they're going to be in a safe distance from the rest of humans, those who decide to remain humans. But if they decide to pull back and not take care of the security aspect, or be the more reasonable actor to lead the charge, that means the bad actors supposedly are going to get in to that vacuum. There will going to be no vacuum, and you will see a worse actor applies the same tools. So you would rather choose them. They're like a friendlier or more mellow version of a neighborhood mobster. You know what I mean? They basically presented themselves as a better option to take over everything. And they got resources and tools that even the government doesn't. And furthermore, you can't vote them out exactly like the mob. You can't say, well, I don't like the way that they're going about it. If I don't like the police force, I can protest against the chief of staff or whatever, or whoever appointed them, and there is going to be an election eventually. So you might get rid of whoever appointed those individuals, but you can't do so with AI, since we're talking about technology that certain people have basically monopolized. And so in order for us to proceed with it safely, and if they're going to be removed out of the picture, it's going to turn into worse hands. You're gonna let them get away with whatever, since you don't want to get stuck with a worse version of them, considering just the potential and the risky potential of this technology. That's it.